Megan, and I work at Unum, which is down in Portland. It's an insurance company. Have you heard of Unum? Okay. And I'm an underwriter, and what that means is I basically work on the pricing and the risk assessment.
If you're just talking to me, I know all about insurance. My dad sold insurance for 40-something years, but go ahead. So you don't have to explain all the terms.
Okay, good. Okay. So I guess the way and this is what I've been doing this since I graduated from college, so for almost 14 years.
What are you underwriting?
I underwrite life and disability insurance. So I'm looking at a company that's going to offer insurance to their employees.
What did you get for an education to get into the insurance field?
I majored in economics at Bowdoin. I minored in Spanish, which I don't use that now.
Mm-hmm. You would if you were in various parts of the country.
Yes. Though. Yep. So I majored in economics, and actually along the way I did get my MBA as well from USM. I did that part-time while I was working.
Did that help you in terms of pay?
I would say maybe a little.
Chance for advancement, perhaps.
Yeah, it wasn't like I got my MBA and then they said, okay, now you're promoted or now you get a pay raise.
Right.
But I think it's helped in terms of, just my overall performance and performance ratings and being viewed as someone who's interested in leadership opportunities. And I think it helped to sort of round me out where I have been in one field for my entire career. It was a good way to learn about other aspects of the business world and to meet other local professionals too. And that was actually how I learned that there's a pretty big engineering kind of community, or there were a lot of engineers going through the program. I didn't realize that there were that many opportunities in Maine. A lot of people who worked in engineering.
You're saying that a lot of people in the engineering field have moved on into the insurance field? Is that what you're saying?
No, when I was getting my MBA.
Okay.
Yeah, there were a lot of people in the program.
Okay.
So, my work, I guess the way I kind of use my education is I'm not an actuary, so I'm not doing real sort of complex math, but I work with numbers a lot, and I have to be, there's a lot of attention to detail, and gather data, analyze it, and interpret it, try to use it to solve problems.
I would think it could get complex enough if you're figuring in a life insurance type of policy and a disability and a certain proportion if someone gets hurt or injured. Yep. You have to figure in, if you lose a finger, for lack of a better word, finger's worth $5,000, and then you got to figure in the amount of time.
Yep. And because I'm a group underwriter, we assess the risk at the employer level, so not at the individual level. Okay. So it's looking at a company. What industry is this company in? Is it high risk? What type of occupations do the people have? Are they sitting at an office? Are they out, drilling for oil? So it's that. It's looking at financial trends. Where do I see this industry going? Is it for example, if we were to look at like a mortgage broker company right now, probably not the best industry in terms of financial health, and that's something we take into account when we're deciding the pricing. Let's see, what else? I mean, definitely, I think what I like about the job is it's a really good mix of using technical skills and and focusing on the numbers and kind of solving a puzzle to a certain extent, coming up with what I think the right answer is. But then, as you know probably from your dad, there's the flip side is just because I come up with a price for something doesn't mean it's going to sell. The salespeople then have to take it and try to sell it. So there's a lot of negotiating with them.
And finding the right product at the right number.
Yep.
What I'm really curious about, when you graduated from college, how did you apply or hear about the job at Unum? Was there an ad in the paper? What was it?
It was through the Career Center.
It was through the Career Center.
Bowdoin.
So they were advertising through the Career Center, basically.
Yep.
And one of their criteria was they were looking for economic students, business students.
Yeah, I think anybody could have applied. There was a pretty rigorous training program once I got the job.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think, sort of, if you were in the, economics, math, that kind of a major, your skill set would lend itself more to that technical work.
Now, you talk about the training once you got the job. I would think there's ongoing training as well, or have you progressed to the level where you really don't have ongoing training?
No, there's still training because we're also changing. You know, our products change.
And trends change. And as trends change, you have to adjust your policies accordingly.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely, the woman at the Career Center that voted, she told me about the job. She said, I think you should, look into this. And I wouldn't have known otherwise about it. So that was very fortunate.
Primarily, you're in an office. You don't do much field work.
No. We usually, I would say, once a year, we probably go out and visit. We're usually assigned to 1 or 2 sales offices that we work with, and we do try to travel. But it's usually about once a year, just to kind of meet them, because those are the people we work with the most.
Absolutely.
Are the people in the sales offices.
Yeah, so you basically want the interaction with some of your clients every now and then.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
So what kind of insurance?
My dad sold State Farm.
Okay.
State Farm Insurance. A little bit different venue.
Yep.
You're dealing with larger corporations. You're dealing with larger policies, group policies.
Right.
So it's a little bit different, but the concepts are kind of the same. It's just on a different level.
Yeah.
He sold insurance for 40 years and finally retired at the age of 72. So he did pretty well.
Yeah, I never would have. I never would have thought that I would have ended up in insurance, but it's been I feel like the underwriting job is a good, kind of at the heart of the business. I get to see all aspects of our business, whether it's the sales force, benefits, people that pay the claims, people who develop our products, our pricing.
It's a lot more complicated.
Got his name.
Yeah.
People think, hey, you sign up for a policy, something goes wrong, give me my money.
Yeah.